Peace and blessings, everyone. I just returned from my daily walk. Just say daily. I've been walking, for maybe 3 days now. I'll take my kids to school. Decided it'd be a good time to get some exercise in, go for a walk my dog. I need to lose some cholesterol and some weight. But something happened, this morning, and I wanted to share it with you. And also relates to a story or something that happened a couple, maybe 2 years ago. I decided I'd share that with you too. So, I was walking my kids to school this morning, 2 sons, and actually 2 of my neighbors, brother and sister. Like I said, I was walking my dog, and well, first, while he's walking, some lady in an SUV was coming up the street, and I noticed she had her cell phone out, and it looked like she was taking a picture of me or recording me or something. And I'll just tell you that this isn't the real story I want to tell you, but it's just funny that it happened before what I'm about to tell you about transpired. And I just wonder if it ran along those same lines. So she was doing that, and I just looked, and I kept walking, and I didn't really think anything about it. I just thought maybe she just wanted to take a picture of this black guy with this white robe, because this robe I wear in my videos is my everyday attire. I don't wear it to get dressed up for the videos I make. This is what I wear every day. So, excuse me, like I said, I just figured she just wanted to take a picture of this guy walking his dog, and maybe she wanted to show somebody. So, so continue on walking, and the school is not that far from here. So I'm getting down close to the school, and somebody else is walking their dog, and my dog gets excited, so I stop to try to get him under control, and the kids keep going. So they get up a nice little distance away from me before I finally start walking again. And in between that time, between that gap, there's my group of kids, my son and my neighbors, and me, and I don't know, it's maybe 40 yards, I guess. I'm estimating. I'm not good at measurement, but it's a nice little distance. But this lady, she had just parked, and she gets out the car with her daughter, and I hear her say, hurry up and catch up with that group. And the group she's pointing to happens to be my kids and my neighbors. So they're walking, and usually, I've been walking just like I said, for 3 days now to get exercise in. And so usually I'm right there with my kids, say goodbye, get some kisses, whatnot. But I had a big gap today, so they get to turn a corner, and they had to go to crosswalk to get across the street to school, and then they end up coming back up to me. If you can imagine, I don't know how this is going to show on camera, but there's a street, you have to turn right to cross this crosswalk to come back up. And so this street right here is the street I'm walking down, and so they basically, when they come back up to the corner and meet across the street, I'm at one corner, or close to one corner, they're across the street. And so I'm calling them, I'm waving. I call them, I wave, and they're waving back to me, and even the neighbors' kids are waving. And that little girl is still within my group of kids. So my kids are basically done waving at me. Cause actually my son and the brother, they're both saying something to me. They're smiling, saying something to me. And then the little girl starts waving right around. It happened like almost back to back. And initially I was wondering, is she waving at me? Because kids, it's not unusual for kids to wave at me or to talk to me or whatever. And so I sort of waved back. And like I said, my kids, I really hadn't stopped from waving at my kids. So I threw up a little wave. I wasn't sure. Just in case you was, I threw one back. So I go across the street this way to go ahead and go for my walk. Here's a go. And as I'm crossing the street, I hear a, hey. I turn and look, and it's that lady whose daughter was in amongst my group of kids. And I look, I said, and I'm like, huh? And she said, she wasn't waving to you. I said, huh? My daughter wasn't waving to you. I mean, she's looking indignant. I was like, well, my son's waving to me, and she gives one of this, and I don't know. I guess it was a look of, I don't know if it was a look of yeah, whatever, or oh, maybe I was wrong, or what. But what ended up happening is, I think more than anything, since maybe I got her on that, she wasn't sure if she was right or not in what she said, but then she looked me up and down and was like, why don't you get some shoes on your feet and quit being a freak, and drives off. And I'm like, excuse you, and it's like, and I think more than anything, I think it hurt my feelings more than anything, because then it got to an insult. I think she wasn't sure she was right when she said initially, so let me pick up something else to get on you so I can be mean about. And what I really want to say while I decided to make this video is that ultimately I see her actions, or what she did, representing the pain and fear within her. Like I said, remember, I heard her say initially, hurry up and catch up with that group. Now, she could have seen me from that point. The whole reason for her telling her daughter to catch up to that group could have been because of her seeing me initially. I don't know, because I'm a black guy, because I'm walking a big dog out of a Rottweiler. I don't know, I'm not that big a guy, but I'm only 5'10", but I got a gut, so I have some weight to me. I don't think I looked that threatening. I don't know if it was racial or because my dress, or I don't know, she think I'm a Muslim terrorist, or I don't know. But there, like I said, I think it was some type of fear was in her, some type of fear, some type of pain, and things just fell in line to afford her the opportunity to release some of that towards someone. And so, like I said, it takes me back to another story I want to share with you. A couple years ago, I was handing out these flyers I had made up for my political party, the God, Truth, and Love political party. And, since it's about, having our people of faith come together, as one, I was going around to local churches to pass them out and put them in the cars. So I'm in this church parking lot, and I'm putting them on the windshield wiper. And this older lady comes out, I don't know, maybe 67-ish, comes out, and I can't remember exactly how the conversation starts up, but she ends up saying that I'm on private property and I can't be there. So I try to explain to her. I said, well, I'm passing out things about God. I'm coming here to a place of worship, and I said, can I not come to God's house to pass out something that is seeking to represent God and bring together people of faith? She wasn't hearing it. No, this is private property. You can't be here. You have to go. Private property. We're talking about a church. We're talking about what is supposed to belong to God. How can it be private? But we know how things are. And so she goes on to say, I think I end up telling her, well, I'm going to keep doing it. And then she makes a statement, well, I'll call the police. I said, well, that's fine. You can do that. But I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And then she says some things, she's fussing. And then she ends up ending it with, you're a pitiful human being. A pitiful human being. Does that really relate? Does the fact that I want to continue to pass off something to bring glory to God, to love and to truth, at a place of God, does that really equate to me being a pitiful human being? She could have said I was hard-headed. She could have said, you just hard-headed. But pitiful. And then, once again, in that instance, I immediately saw it as her bringing out a feeling of herself and putting it upon me. That is, she thought of herself as pitiful, or she's been told by someone else, maybe growing up, she's pitiful, but a pitiful human being. So you're a pitiful human being. You know, I think we're in a lot of pain. You know, we truly are. We are in so much pain inside, and so much fear inside. And we're not being truthful and facing up to this and trying to really deal with it. Trying to understand where it's coming from. And it just ends up coming out in the wrong way. It comes out in a fighting, in a fussing, in the wars, in the what I'm thinking of, think of driving, you know, driving, getting upset, driving. Can't think of what I'm trying to say, but you know, road rage, that's what I think of. And it's there. It's there. That's it. God bless. Peace and love.